Hey everyone, my name is Korin Sutton, pro vegan bodybuilder. Good morning everyone, my name is Korin Sutton, pro vegan bodybuilder, master fitness trainer, and also pro clean machine athlete. So today we're doing chest and triceps. Today is going to be just a typical chest and tricep exercise that I usually do from time to time. You know, like I always say, I always change up my exercise routine. My exercise routine does consist of does consist a split routine. You know, I do chest and tries, legs, back and bis, total body, or maybe sometimes I might just go all over again and hit that split routine all over, hitting different body parts, you know. So each day. But with that said, yeah, this is just a typical chest and tricep exercise that I actually do for myself. And before we jump into it, I like to just talk about comments and emails and you know, things like that on social media, or just clients in general who always talks about how can I get to the body that I dream about, like the goal that I want. And some people that I personally deal with, you know, some people have normal goals of just looking good and being healthy, which is fine, you know. But then I have other people who want goals where they want to look like and feel like an athlete. Now, with that said, there's a lot of sacrifice that athletes do to get the body or the performance that they want. And one of those things that we don't really think about is how we really treat our lives. Yeah, and what am I trying to get to? What I'm trying to get to is when the normal American, I would say, especially me, I'm 30, so you know, people that's my age or maybe younger, you know, what you see, especially here in Florida, you know, I live in South Florida, you know, what you usually see in South Florida is a lot of people on the weekends, they go out, you know, Monday through Friday, everyone works, they you know, you have your job, they go to work, they work out, and then on the weekends, they party. And as a fitness trainer, as a health coach, with the experience that I've went through, just seeing my clients and seeing how other people usually train, you know, I would say the average individual that I've personally seen is, you know, people work out somewhere between two to 3 days a week, spend the rest of the days just resting because they're too tired from work, and then they take all that frustration from work. They kind of split it halfway in the gym. You know, they get half of their frustration out through the gym. And the people that usually does go to the gym, you know, they're doing it for just so they can move and feel healthy, you know, and feel like they're getting to the goals that they want, with either if it's fat loss or trying to look like an athlete or something like that. But then they spend that weekend going out and partying. Now, here's something what I learned through my own personal experience, even before I was a trainer or a bodybuilder. You know, I used to do the same thing. You know, I used to work out 5 days out of the week, you know, and I wouldn't do like the super compensation like I talked about in my previous video. You know, I was hitting each muscle group once a week, and on the, you know, I had work, I had school, all that other stuff, but then by the weekend, I used to party. And when it came to partying, I mean, I partied a lot. I mean, sometimes it wasn't just the weekend, sometimes it would start early. Maybe it would start on a Thursday, rest Friday, and then go out Saturday, and sometimes maybe Sunday afternoon. I mean, I used to go out a lot, I used to drink a lot, you know, and what I noticed was the difference of lifestyles definitely played a humongous role into the body that I have now. You know, the body that I had before, you could say from all the drinking and partying, not sleeping, getting enough appropriate sleep throughout the week, you know, it kind of held me back, and I was stuck in like a plateau state. Not really a plateau, but I was stuck in a place where it was taking me such a very long time to progress and to achieve the body that I want. And I was just like any other individual, I couldn't get it. I was like, can alcohol and partying really affect all the work and progress that I do at the gym? And the answer is yes. It plays a humongous role that you don't even understand. And I didn't realize that until I walked into the field of exercise science and started becoming a trainer and a coach. So and also as a bodybuilder, yeah. And when I realized how badly alcohol and lack of sleep can affect your gains, affect your goals of achieving a perfect body, it plays a humongous role. Now, me being vegan, you know, first I will say a lot of it is from the diet. Me being vegan, you know, that helps a lot. But also regressing on the partying, regressing on the drinking, you know, regressing on staying up late at night. Those played a humongous role you won't even understand. So let's talk about alcohol. Let's first dive deep into alcohol. Now, when we drink alcohol, what's the benefits of alcohol? Really, there's not that much benefits, you know. And I know, you know, everyone's thinking like, well, there's studies showing that alcohol has great health benefits. Well, it does, but that's only the first or two drinks, you know. Anything after that, it's nothing but bad benefits, you know, and you can't argue about that. It's only that first or that second drink, there's health benefits, you know. After that, it's all down the drain. After that, it's all downhill. Because what happens when we have that first drink, you know, you get vascularity, you know, your veins open up, you get more blood flow going through the whole entire body, not just through the muscles, but also through the whole entire body. But then it also helps with, you know, mental clarity, mental focus. It helps with confidence, you know, it helps with with a lot of, there's, you know, they say it helps with the heart, you know, a lot of great things. But after that, there's no health benefits. And truthfully, I don't even like talking about the health benefits of alcohol, just because you can find other ways to get the same results through foods, like through other foods. Because alcohol is what? They call it what? A poison. So that's what we're actually doing. We're poisoning the body. And after those first two drinks, you know, there's nothing but negative effects. You know, it affects your motor thinking skills. It affects with your body. Alcohol breaks down protein, you know, and guess what's made out of protein? Your muscles. Your muscles are made out of protein. So by drinking alcohol, it also breaks down your protein. It breaks down muscle. So that's one thing it does. So if you're trying to gain more muscle, you know, it's going to eat it up. It breaks you down. And you can feel the alcohol effects the next day. You feel weak, you feel tired, sometimes you might get a headache or a hangover, you know? And when you get that hangover, guess where that headache is from? In the frontal lobe of the brain. It's always right here, right? So guess what's the frontal lobe? That's your critical thinking skills. That's your making decisions and stuff like that. So it kind of shows that we have a headache in the front of our brain, in front of our head, and it affects our critical thinking and our problem solving skills, you know? So that just shows physically and mentally how alcohol actually messes us up. You know, it hinders us from getting to our goals. And then alcohol is also considered as an empty calorie. So empty calorie means that it's a nutrient that has no essential value, you know? And how empty calories, especially alcohol, for example, how alcohol is metabolized in the body is when we drink, right? Let's say we drank like vodka, or maybe let's say beer, because beer is a little bit easier. Beer has about 100 calories, right? Now, how alcohol metabolizes in the body, it metabolizes as a fat, you know. So when we drink alcohol, and it's an empty calorie, and then it metabolizes into fat. So this is what happens in the body. Now, every time we train, you know, like I said in my previous videos, when we train, when we work out, when we do cardio, when we exercise, what we're doing, we're burning calories, right? And those calories consist of different types of nutrients. And each calorie either gives us energy or it helps repair us, right? So if we're consuming a lot of fat, which is stored, fat is nothing but stored energy, right? And when fat metabolizes in the body, it turns into fat. But this isn't, alcohol isn't a normal fat. Now, how alcohol actually works is when, let's say I went out Saturday night, right? I had about 6 drinks, 6 beers. A beer is equivalent to maybe 100 calories, right? So I have one beer. Let's say we had 6 beers that one night, a 6-pack, right? That one night. And that's a good time, right? So after 6 beers, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling fine. But now I wake up in the morning and I want to go to the gym, right? So now I'm going to the gym. I already added 600 calories from drinking, because normal people that usually go out to have fun, especially in South Florida, is somewhere around 11 p.m. or 12 a.m., right? It's always late, super late at night, right? So when I wake up that morning, it's still considered the same day, you know? So technically, if I wake up, I'm like, man, I have this hangover, but I want to go to the gym to burn these calories off. Guess what? Empty calories, how it metabolizes in the body. We drink 600 calories. We go do our cardio session. Let's say you don't even do what I do, like 30 minutes. Let's say you just do 15. How many calories can we actually burn in 15 minutes if we're walking on the treadmill or Stairmasters or even running? Maybe somewhere equivalent to maybe 200 calories, 150 to 200 calories. So how the body metabolizes is that the body has to break down the alcohol first. It's going to use the alcohol as energy first before it even metabolizes fat or your carbohydrate sources that's within your body as energy. So it's kind of like every time we drink, we're put all the steps that we're going forward. You know the saying, every time I take one step forward, I feel like it's taking me 2 steps back. That's what alcohol is doing. Every time we drink, even one beer, that step forward of all the calories we burn and the goals that we're trying to achieve, we just pushed ourselves two steps backwards. And that's how bad alcohol can affect us. And in America, see, we don't think alcohol is really bad for us, and that's only because how we advertise alcohol. You know, we advertise it that alcohol is used to have fun. We advertise it on TV. We advertise it in sports. You know, like when we watch football games and stuff like that, it's like we must have alcohol or some type of beer in front of us to have any type of enjoyment in life. And this is one of the reasons why America is #1 in obesity, you know, and being overweight. You know, and this is one of the reasons, because of all the drug activity that we do and how we're poisoning our bodies, especially when it comes to health. You know, so that's one thing about alcohol. You know, if you're trying to look like an athlete, you're trying to feel like an athlete, you know, reduce the alcohol intake incredibly. You know, and with me personally, I've been doing this for about 4 years, right? And by me reducing my alcohol intake since I started this, I noticed a huge difference. You know, like I'm shredded all year round. I feel great every morning I wake up. Now, I'm not saying you have to quit. You know, I mean, I'm a big believer that, you know, everything with moderation, you know, is fine. But see, if you ask me how many times do I drink, I could count it on the palm of my hand, you know, within a year. within a year, I would say maybe somewhere between 3 to 5 times I probably drank within a year. And that's how I do it, because I like feeling good. I like looking good. I like the body that I have. I like the performance that I have, and I like the results that I get. Every time I work out, each week I see my results slowly going up, more and more and more. And this is all because of alcohol. Just taking alcohol out of my diet and not partying. Not partying a lot and doing things that's more beneficial for my health, for my life, because alcohol is a poison. It just poisons your life, and, it just damages the body. And we all know, like, the really bad benefits of alcohol. I mean, you could get cirrhosis, which is like a poison of the liver. We could get addicted to alcohol, where it hurts us mentally. Or you can really, or just hurt someone else, like in a car crash or something like that. Alcohol can just do many horrific stuff. So I really like to talk about that, because I know, especially here in America, that a lot of people drink, and there's a lot of people who does work out, but there's a lot of people who does both. There's a lot of people who drinks and works out, but then they're always complaining, and they're busting their butt in the gym all the time, trying to get the six-pack, busting their butt to try to lose the extra fat around the love handles and stuff like that. But guess what? They drink and party every single weekend, and you can't do that. You can't do that. You have to limit the drinking. You have to limit the drinking. Also the partying too. Limit the partying. Not every time when we party, we have to drink, and not every weekend we have to party. Like me, I changed up things that I do during the day. Then doing stuff late at night. Now I do things during the daytime. And I do things that's more proactive. I do things that actually helps my community. I do things that I actually enjoy and benefit out of. Partying in the club, I don't benefit nothing really. And I won't say that I don't go out. Like I just went out. Truthfully, I just went out last Thursday. But from then, I haven't went out and actually partied like for 4 months after that. So for 4 months, I didn't do anything. I just did other recreational activities like reading books, going to the beach, playing sports, getting involved with bodybuilding. The bodybuilding is a great recreational sport, because when I work out with the purpose. It's not like I'm just coming into the gym just to be healthy. That can be boring, and that's true. And that's the truth. It can be boring just to stay healthy. But when you have a goal or something to set at, like a show or a competition, it does give you that extra drive to stay focused on staying clean, eating clean, and staying and just trying to get to your goals. It keeps you very focused when you have something, when you have a goal. So doing stuff like that. And like I said, just recreational activities. I do cooking classes, volunteer service sometimes. Just a bunch of stuff, just a bunch of things that really on the web. I don't know. I mean, I just do a lot of different things rather than partying. Even just hanging out with friends and just going out to a restaurant to eat, or just going out somewhere where we can chill and just conversate, have an actual intellectual conversation, versus being in the club and trying to have a conversation. And if you ever went to a club sober, wow, you'd be surprised on the conversations that you'll get. You'll get dumb conversations, and and then you'll reflect and be like, man, was I talking about stupid shit when I was drinking? And that's what I realized in the long run, especially when I reduced my consumption of alcohol, like very, very, like reduced it a lot. I started realizing that, wow, a lot of things I used to talk about was stupid shit, and now I talk about intellectual things that's going to help me grow, things that's going to help me pursue myself in life, or just helping me personally, my spirit. So just getting more involved with recreational things will help you get to your goals and to the body that you want. And because when we stay up late at night, drinking alcohol and stuff like that, and then we're partying and we're up during hours that we normally shouldn't be up, we should be sleeping. Have you ever waking up after partying, feeling super tired, or you feel bloated? Now here's another thing. First of all, we feel tired because we didn't get adequate amount of sleep. So guess what happens when we don't get an adequate amount of sleep? It kind of ruins the next day. So some of us, some people aren't like me. Like I could go out and then exercise the next day. And for me, it helps me better. But a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people go out, they party, they drink, and then they waste a day just sleeping and resting. So now all that extra calories you consume is now being transformed into fat, and this is where the love handles and stuff comes from, and this is why you can't lose the weight. Another thing is that we feel bloated too. Some of us feel bloated because our cortisol levels are high, because we didn't get adequate amount of sleep, because we drank the alcohol, because we stayed up late at night. Now we feel bloated because now our hormone levels are off and our cortisol levels are up. Our body feels stress. So when our body is stressed, we're retaining more water, we feel bloated, and we look like shit. So reducing certain activities and transforming it into something else that's more helpful and healthier for your body will definitely help you get to your goals. So if you want to look like an athlete, if you want to feel like an athlete and perform like one, I always say you have to act like one, and that's the truth. You have to make some sacrifices, and these sacrifices aren't bad sacrifices. They're actually good sacrifices, because then, how I looked at it, then destroying your body every weekend, by reducing that destruction and raising up your awareness and doing things that's more helpful for your body, like, for example, then going out Saturday and drinking, you could just go to bed and sleep, wake up Sunday morning and do some yoga and do something that's going to help relax the mind and also open up the body and relax the body itself too. Because yoga is a great recovery exercise, especially for a Sunday morning after you just had a long week of work, a long week of working out the body the whole week. So it's a great way to reduce cortisol levels, a great way to calm the mind. And that's something that I do either on Saturdays or Sundays myself. I do the same. I do yoga just about every week. I try to. So I just wanted to touch bases on, before we go do our chest and tricep workout, just on alcohol and partying and how we can change our normal activities throughout the week so we can get the body that we want. And that's it. All right.